in your face. Hide your cause and effect and emotions for the last 3 years. Don't look at it. Your face is a blessing. Did you notice? Some people go back decades. Eyebrows are still clear and warm, as if the years go by. Some people only take 3 or 2 years, without realizing it. The exhaustion and meanness that cannot be dissolved. Those subtle changes in the corners of the eyes and the tips of the eyebrows, it is never a trace of random portrayal by time. It's a forgotten moment. The body and mind code hidden in the UK. We are always keen to visit each other. Delve into the face. Desire to anticipate good luck and bad luck, but ignored the most accurate blessing table. It's already engraved on my face. He was silent, but it ups and downs your heart for the past 3 years. Emotional precipitation, behavior. One by one, branded in the arc of the eyebrow peak, in the light and color of the eyes, between the lines of the corner of the mouth. The Buddha said that there is a mantra in the Vibhyo Difference Sutra. If there are sentient beings, do evil karma to parents and teachers. Get 2 kinds of results. One is ugly and the other is rich. The ugliness here is by no means a congenital good or bad. But after the heart sinks, kindness from the inside out. The field is a cold reflection of the courtyard that has accumulated for a long time. It's a cloudy image after greed. It is also a gentle image of compassion. Many people will be born from the heart. Continue to write as the art of worldly appearance. I thought it was a judgment of beauty and ugliness. In fact, this is what Buddhism says about the body. The profound insight of the heart. The forgotten truth of ancient life. In the Buddhist context, the heart is not a fleeting thought. It is a long-term accumulation of night inertia. With emotion-based colors, images are not limited to faces. It is the external manifestation after the fusion of physical and mental energy. Nengying Jingjing finally mentions that the heart can turn things, namely the Tathagata. On the contrary, if the heart is caught by foreign objects, surrounded by emotions, this obsession and entanglement, through the body's thin Wei-Mei network, infiltrate the facial features in the air. Our mind and body, this is a precision hydraulic mirror. And 3 years is emotion and fluid. From invisible precipitation to tangible critical period. Short mood swings. Maybe it will only affect the complexion for a while. But the hospital team that has been repeatedly pulled over the past 3 years, extreme tolerance and compassion, will gradually do its best to move towards Jinrun eyebrows and eyes. Become someone else without words. Pleasure or axillary phase that can be perceived. This transformation has nothing to do with innate appearance. It's all about the direction of the heart and the accumulation of perseverance. There are practitioners of stealth who once said that a person's appearance, it is the sum of all his thoughts, words, and deeds in the past 3 years. Every complaint you make about your life, it will turn into the fatigue of the drooping corners of the eyes. Every calculation against others will condense into tight lines between the eyebrows. Every compassion for all things in the world, it will cause the corners of the mouth to stretch naturally. Every open-mindedness for success or failure will settle into clear light in the eyes. This is not metaphysics. It is the concrete manifestation of the Li in the body and mind. Every emotional rise and fall, it's all a projection of energy. Every word and deed, it's all hydraulic seeding. Countless projections and seeding over 3 years. It shapes the causal look on your face at this moment. He is neither angry nor angry, is a straightforward portrayal of your truest state of life. You never realized the external appearance of the new trajectory observed. In ancient times, deep in the rolling mountains, hidden in an unnamed ancient temple, in the temple lived an eminent monk whose name was Monk Shu. The monk is proficient in the study of meditation, more insight into the relationship between the Li's body and mind, but never looked to fortune-telling for poets. Only draw the lost with a Zen pen. Attracted believers from all over the world. But a few people can get half of his on-demand poems. In the village at the foot of the mountain, there is a woman named Maya Wen. Nian Fang Nianwu used to be respected by the locals. The gentle lady. Eyebrows curved like a new moon. Skin is radiant and shiny. Be humble and courteous. Lin Liji said that he was born with Wang Jiayu. Enjoy the future will be smooth and worry-free. But no one thought. In just 3 years, Mayawen's face, a sea change has taken place. The originally round and plump cheeks are getting withered and sunken. The corners of the eyes are covered with delicate lines. And here's what's even more shocking. His eyebrows gradually faded from their former softness. There was a lingering vitriol. Eyes cloudy and dark. When dealing with people, the corners of the mouth always unconsciously skim down. Even the tone of his speech was a bit cold and hard. The warm temperament of the past is gone. The conversation around me surged like a tide to the wonderful sound. Some people say that he collided with the evil essence of the mountain. Only when you are haunted by demonic energy will your appearance change greatly. Some people say he's the ancestors' blessing exhausted. Retribution fell on himself. There are more people who swim around looking at each other passing by. When he saw Mayawen's appearance, he asserted that he would soon die. It will also accumulate family fortune. Mayawen wants calamity in her heart. Search for local doctors. There is no abnormality in the body that can be sold. On the contrary, due to the discussions of others and their own anxiety, the complexion becomes more and more mysterious. His expression became more and more gloomy. Later, an old man who had been hated by monks told Mayawen, "Only the monks of the hermit ancient temple can solve his dilemma." In search of a lifeline, Mayawen packs her bags, traveling alone. After days of hardship, finally arrived at the ancient temple hidden in the clouds. When you meet the monk, Mayawen has long lived up to its former appearance. Old clothes, dusty, messy hair, looking haggard. As soon as you step into the temple hall, your legs go soft. Kneel down and cry, hoarse and broken. Master, please save me. I don't know what I did wrong. Sudden changes in appearance in 3 years. Everyone hates me. Avoid me, and even my family is gradually estranged from me. I arrive. How much suffering will it take to get out of this predicament? The monk sits on the futon, wearing plain robes. What is Mu Guangping talking about? To take a closer look at his facial features. He didn't ask about his past. He slowly raised his hand to signal him to get up. The voice is gentle, but has the power to penetrate the heart. Donor, don't cry. Your appearance is never tainted by external objects, but trapped by your own heart. Calm down and think about it carefully. 3 years ago, in your life, has there been a change that is enough to shake the mood? Mayawan heard the words. His body trembled slightly. He never changed his appearance. Connect with past experiences. It refers to a disaster that comes inexplicably. Under the guidance of the monk, he gradually closes his eyes. The past 3 years ago was like a surging tide. Drown him in an instant. Mayawan's father 3 years ago. Make the local famous business people have a good family. Life is rich and stable. He and his childhood sweetheart's fiancé. The wedding date has already been set. I am looking forward to a happy life in the future. Something unexpected happens. A sudden change. Let my father's business collapse overnight. Partners flee with money. Warehouse goods burned. Not only did they lose all their property, huge debt. Father was already old. After this blow, I can't get sick. After a few months of lingering sickbed, he died anyway. After his father passed away, relatives and friends who used to be around, merchants are avoiding it, for fear of being implicated in his family's debts. What's even more chilling is, some have been blessed by their fathers. Take the opportunity to collect debts, harsh than mean. Even emptied the only valuable items left in the house. And his fiancée found out about his family's downfall. After being heavily indebted, it also changes the tenderness and thoughtfulness of the past. Take the initiative to come to the door and propose to annul the marriage, instead of saying coldly that your home is like this. If I marry you, is asking for trouble. Empty accumulation of my whole family. Overnight, the sound falls from the clouds into the mire. Taste the warmth and cold of human feelings. The world is hot and cold. Since then, the seeds of resentment took root in his heart. He wishes his father were incompetent, failed to keep the family business. Let him go from a daughter to a debtor. May the pro have power. Tightening trend. Get down. The married man is ruthless. Let go of years of friendship. I wish fate was unfair. Let him be young. To suffer so much. To pay off the debt left by my father. Mayawan put away all her tenderness and innocence. Set up a stall in the market and started a small business. The market is full of fish and dragons. Intrigue is not uncommon. To keep a few cents. He gradually learned to calculate. Learned to be mean. Colleagues steal his business. He publicly exposed the other party's shortcomings. Make a fuss with people. Customer bargaining. He spoke coldly. Words are full of sarcasm. To save every penny. He turns a blind eye to those around him who need help. Even the starving children on the roadside. Never offered a helping hand. Even take good care of him. His mother who worked hard for him. He also often vents his grievances in his heart. Bad words. Just because his mother advised him to relax. Careless. He always felt that the whole world owed him. Full of resentment. The day is like this. The day after day is negative, emotionally tormented. And his face, also unknowingly, eroded by these dark emotions little by little. Master of change. These past events and my appearance, what does it matter? Mayawan opens her eyes. My eyes are full of confusion and unwillingness. I have suffered so much. What's wrong with being angry? Should I be bullied? No complaints? The monk did not directly refute, but slowly get up. Walk towards the courtyard of the temple. Fantastic sound follows. There is a 1,000-year-old well in the center of the courtyard. The well water is crystal clear, like a flawless well. The monk pointed to the well water and said to Mayawan, benefactor, look at yourself in this well of water. Mayawan looked down. The well water clearly reflects his dry manuscript. Mean look. With the gentle and moving self 3 years ago. Different from two people. And he felt something in his heart. Orbital redness. This well is your heart. The voice of the monk who hated the monk slowly echoed in the courtyard. If the heart is clear, the reflection is warm and soft. If the heart is unwilling to be filled with grievances, the appearance reflected will be cold warbler. Your 3 years, there has never been a moment of peace in my heart. Resentment wraps around your mind like a vine. Calculations erode your body and mind like poison. These negative emotions accumulate day after day. It will naturally appear on your face. Your face. It's just an outward projection of your inner state. Mayawan still shakes her head. There was some stubbornness in his tone. But I have met many people. I have also experienced the suffering of family destruction. Why haven't their faces changed so much? Besides, I'm not entirely vicious. Last winter, I also secretly rescued 2 homeless orphans. They gave them food and clothing. Why is this kindness? Didn't make me look any better. This was precisely the suspense that Monk Shu had deliberately left behind. He looked at Mayawan. with a look of pity in his eyes. It's peaceful, but it's powerful. Donor knows. The Lee's manifestation is like a farmer tilling a field. Spring planting and autumn harvest, it didn't happen overnight. 3 years is the critical period for the accumulation of leaves and emotions. Like a seed taking root, germinate and bloom. It requires sufficient time and nutrients to nourish. Those who have gone through hardships but are still warm. Not without negative emotions. It's that they are aware. Resolve and don't let emotions take root and grow in your heart. And the good deeds you do, like a ray of light in the dark night. Although there is warmth, but it is obscured by heavy grievances and calculations. Failure to become the mainstream that nourishes the mind. It is difficult to change the base color of the face. In order to let Miaowen fully understand the true meaning, the monk slowly recounts his past. The monk was not a monk in his early years. He was a general on the battlefield. Grumpy and strong. Criminal recklessness, motions, disputes, fights. Even got a lot of blood on my hands. He looked fierce back then. Eyes as sharp as knives. The whole body exudes the strength of shooting people. Ordinary people avoid it. Even the soldiers around him are afraid of him. Later, he was on an expedition. I met a traveling monk. The eminent monk saw that he was struggling with strength. He went forward to enlighten the donor's swimming ability. But no regrets are firmly bound by the age. Chun Nyan does not get rid of it for a day. The body and mind will not be at peace for a day. In the end, it will only be reflected by its own strength. Ended miserably. The words of an eminent monk are like a slap in the face. Let the monk hatred suddenly realize. He is tired of the life of fighting and killing. More eager to get rid of Chun Nyan's comfort. So he resolutely gave up his military power, escape door. Concentrate on practice. When I first entered Buddhism, he still has trouble controlling his temper. Often arguing with colleagues over trivial matters. Even overturned the case. The master did not punish him. Just let him sit and care every day. Every time Chun Nyan rises, meditate on the scriptures. Be aware of the flow of emotions. This break is 3 years. For 3 years he rose at dawn every day. Meditation. Be aware of every thought that arises. Resolve every morning dew that comes to my heart. When he came down from the mountain garden, take the initiative to help the poor. Prayer for those who are sick. Treat all things with compassion. It took me 3 years. It gradually calms the strength in my heart. Let compassion replace Chun Nyan as the base color of the new star. The monk said slowly, 3 years later. My classmates say I've changed. Eyes are no longer smart. Temperament also becomes warm and peaceful. Even his appearance gradually faded away from the ferocity of the past. A little more compassion and softness. Donor, your problem has never been suffering. It's that you choose to let suffering trap your heart. Let the negative emotions accumulate and ferment in my heart for 3 years. These emotions are like invisible carving knives, carving your face day after day. Like tangled vines, it only binds your body and mind, let you lose the stretch and warmth you should have. Mayawan stood by the ancient well and was silent for a long time. Scenes from the past 3 years. Play it back clearly in your mind. When he spoke ill of his mother, the grievance and sadness in the mother's eyes. When he argued with his colleagues, I look like I'm struggling. The kindness that flashed through his heart when he saw the orphan, but was quickly overwhelmed by resentment. He tossed and turned in the dead of night. The pain of being entangled in resentment and unable to sleep. He suddenly realized, change in one's appearance, never a punishment of fate. It's not evil. It is a true projection of one's own nature. It is the inevitable result of the accumulation of negative emotions over the past 3 years. The resentments and calculations he took for granted. It had already been engraved into his eyebrows and eyes unknowingly, turned into a mean and dry script on the face. Make him what he hates the most. Master, I know I was wrong. Mayawan tears like rain. Choked voice. But I have become like this. Is there still a chance to change? Can my appearance go back to the past? The monk nodded lightly, with hope and certainty. The sea of misery is endless. Back to shore. It's never too late to change your mind. Your appearance is the result of 3 years of emotions and nights. Also, as long as you correct the mind from now on, resolve the hospital team, nourish compassion. 3 years later, your appearance will also change. Those traces of being eroded by resentment will slowly dissipate under the nourishment of compassion. Those expressions that are strained by obsession, it will gradually stretch out in an open-minded state of mind. Changes in appearance, it's just the natural result of the transformation of the mind. The monk told Mayawan, every time I think about it, it's all a single leaf seed. And emotions are the seeds. Complaint is evil. Watering is unwilling. You will develop a bitter thought that compassion is a good seed. Water for tolerance. It will bear the image of warmth, and calculation is a withered seed. Water with greed. It will bear the image of dead manuscript. Tolerance is a fat seed. Water with open-mindedness. It will bear a full fragrance. 3 years. Enough for a seed to take root and germinate, blossom and bear fruit. It is also enough to make a person's body and mind complete a complete transformation from the inside out. Mayawan remembers the teachings of the monk. From now on, let go of the resentment and unwillingness in your heart. Run your own small business with heart. Stop arguing with people. Treat your mother with tenderness and filial piety. Take the initiative to help those around you in need. Meditate every morning. Be aware of every thought that arises. Resolve negative emotions in a timely manner. Don't let resentment take root in your heart. Some of you might be curious. Mayawan's face, has it finally regained its former gentleness? In fact, the answer is no longer important. Here's the thing. Mayawan finally broke free from the shackles of emotion, found the home of the heart. When he let go of his grievances, have mercy. Treat all things with tenderness. Even if the appearance does not fully return to the past, the warm aura he exudes, the clear light in my eyes, it is also enough to make people feel his change and transparency. And that's what night stands for in emotion. The most fundamental impact on appearance. When my heart changes, I think it will change naturally. The heart is transparent. Appearance will bring its own blessing. The change of aura. It's never an epiphany. It is the most vivid protagonist in Buddhism. Magic crystal. Loyalty follows its state of mind. Buddhateachings. The Buddha land here is not just the outside world. It's our own mental and physical state. Each of our emotional ups and downs. Every thought, word, and deed. It's all an accumulation of experience. And 3 years is exactly this accumulation. The critical cycle from recessive to explicit. Short mood swings. It's like a pebble thrown into a lake commanding a machine. The fleeting ripples will soon dissipate. And 3 years of recurring emotional inertia. Like the water initializing day after day. It leaves irreversible marks on the body and mind. Finally revealed in appearance and aura. The world is always obsessed with changing direction. Go to great lengths to change your appearance through makeup and medical beauty. But I don't know the core of the heart. Never change the external form. It's about correcting the inner state of mind. Resentment and compassion. Never two opposing emotions. But the two projection directions of the night stand. Complaints and grievances directed at the outside world. It's about attachment to the self. Obsessed with gains and losses. Obsessed with fairness. Attachment on others. This obsession, it keeps the body and mind in a state of tension. Pour qi in blood. Look sluggish. Over time, you will do your best. Form mean thoughts. Compassion, on the other hand, is about inner tolerance and kindness. The essence is to let go of self-obsession. Know how to be considerate of the suffering of others. Accept the imperfections of life. This tolerance will make the body and mind in a state of relaxation. Qi and blood are peaceful, warm demeanor. There are reassuring blessings that come naturally. Many people mistakenly believe that good luck is innate. The perfect combination of facial features. It's not. Buddhism. Good news never comes out of thin air. It is their own nature and accumulation of words and deeds. A man of compassion will take the initiative to help others. Be kind to everything around you. They accumulate blades. The fan leaves will nourish the stars. The stars will transform into the warmth of the face. Peace with aura. This is the origin of the blessing. And a resentful person will be the enemy everywhere. Care about everything. This evil will accumulate evil karma. Bad karma erodes the mind. The heart will transform into the meanness of the face. The color of the aura. This is the root of foreignness. The so-called blessing is in the face, will be in your heart. Looks are just the outward manifestation of blessings. Nature of mind is the foundation that determines the blessing. Wonderful story. It also revealed a truth to us. Changes in appearance are never accidental. It is the inevitable result of the trajectory of the mind over the past 3 years. We don't have to worry about our current appearance. You don't have to cling to past emotional regrets. Because fresh changes can be opened at any time. Every time I detect a negative emotion, every time you are born with compassion, every time you modify your behavior, it's all about adding points to the appearance of the future. They are all accumulating their own blessings. The so-called turning back is the sure. It's never an empty truth. It's practice. As long as you are willing to let go of your obsession, corrective nature, time will give you the best answer. Understand the deep connection between appearance and causal emotions. But here's the thing. Apply this Buddhist wisdom to real life. Correct the mind from now on. Nourish the mind and body. Let yourself practice kindness in your daily life. Resolve grievances. Raise the appearance of its own blessing. First of all, we can practice emotional awareness journaling. This is the most basic and effective method. Take 10 minutes every day before bed to calm down. Examine the emotional changes of the day. When does resentment arise because of small things? When are you dissatisfied with the words and actions of others? When? Kindness. Take the initiative to help others. When did you learn to be tolerant? Let go of the care. The process of recording is the process of awareness. When you can clearly feel the emotion rising. Stop loss in time. Don't let negative emotions spread and settle in your heart. For example, when misunderstood by colleagues in the workplace, the first reaction may be to complain with anger. If you can perceive this emotion at this moment, tell yourself that complaining won't solve the problem. It only hurts your body and mind. You can slowly calm down. Communicate in a rational manner. Avoid emotional backlog. Secondly, insist on the deliberate practice of compassion. Let compassion be the base color of the mind. Compassion is not innate. It can be cultivated through daily deliberate practice. Wake up every morning. Take a minute to make a wish in your heart. May I stay away from troubles, good physical and mental health. Wish the people around you peace and prosperity. Away from suffering, may all beings in the world be liberated. Have peace. This vow is not a formal prayer. It is about letting compassion take root. Remind yourself. Treat everything of the day with tenderness. Everyone. In daily life. Compassion in the small. When crossing the street to give way to the elderly to buy something. Say thank you to the stall owner. When the family is tired, pass a glass of warm water when a friend is frustrated. Offer a word of comfort. I even saw small animals on the side of the road. You can have compassion. Save a meal for them. These seemingly small acts of kindness, it will nourish our hearts a little bit. Let negative emotions shine in the light of compassion. Gradually dissipate. It is important to note that compassion is not weakness. It's not a bottomless concession. It's about tolerance with wisdom. Don't wrong yourself. Not indulging others, while protecting yourself. Offer kindness and kindness to others. In addition, it is more accurate in words and deeds. Align your words and actions with your heart. Deep mouth in Buddhism. Mind is the outward manifestation of the nature of mind. It will also affect the mind in turn. We need to constantly calibrate our words and actions. Don't say mean things. Do not calculate. No resentment. When arguing with people, learn to empathize. Don't say hurtful words. Leave a margin. Do not care about interests. Know how to share and compromise. Something bad happened. Don't complain about fate. Don't blame others. Learn to accept life's imperfections. Also, avoid a common misconception. Don't do good for the sake of improvement. Deliberately pretend to be gentle. This deliberate nature is still obsessed with. It's not corrective. Not only can it not fundamentally change its appearance, it will also plunge the mind into new obsessions. The gain is not worth the loss. Real change. It is transparency and compassion from the heart. Match words with deeds. Heart and mouth unity. Let good thoughts flow naturally. Let tenderness become an instinct. For busy modern people, you can also enter the new law for a long time. Do a thorough cleaning for the body and mind. Set aside 3 days every 3 months. Stay away from electronic products. Away from the hustle and bustle of the market. Find a quiet place. Calm down and care. You can meditate at home. Scripture reading. You can also walk into nature. Feel the tranquility of the mountains and rivers. Comb your emotions in the breeze and flowing water. Let go of the obsessions and troubles in your heart. In the past 3 days, not torn by past regrets. Don't worry about the unknown in the future. Only focus on the current state of mind. Be aware of the flow of every thought. Resolve accumulated negative emotions. Long-term persistence. Not only does it improve one's mindset, let the stars return to clarity. It can also gradually restore the appearance to stretch and warm. Fill the body and mind with enhanced energy. And remember that the transformation of stars and the change of appearance, it never happens overnight. It sounds like music. From resentment to compassion. From mean kidnapping to warm stretching. It takes 3 years, time, precipitation, and practice. We don't have to rush. It doesn't have to be because in the short term, give up without seeing change. As long as we are aware of the emotions, cultivate compassion, calibrate words and deeds, time will witness our change. Every kindness we give, resolve every grievance, every word and deed corrected, will be in 3 years, in the most gentle way, shown in our appearance, become our most precious blessing. Some people say that time is a ruthless carving knife, carving our faces. But in fact, it's never the years that really carve a face, but our own hearts. Every thought you've had in the last 3 years, every emotional rise and fall, every word and deed, they are all shaping their appearance virtually. If you resent him, carve a mean you compassion. He will describe your anxiety. He will stay tired, you are open-minded. He stretched out. Your face is the cause and effect of your last 3 years. Living fossils of emotions. It's a blessing without words. It's a true portrayal of the trajectory of your mind. We often evaluate in the accidental world, obsessed with the beauty and ugliness of appearance, spend a lot of time and money. Pursue external refinement, but I forgot to look inward into my heart. A good-looking face may make people's eyes shine, but a warm and compassionate heart, to last a long time. Only then can true happiness be nourished. Those peaceful aura radiated from the inside out. The transparency and kindness hidden between the eyes. The tenderness and tolerance engraved on the corners of the mouth. Far more moving than delicate facial features. You can also accumulate blessings for yourself. You 3 years ago, what kind of emotional seeds were planted? Have the appearance of this moment. And now you. What kind of heart to choose? It will look like 3 years from now. Perhaps you are currently experiencing negative emotions. I feel that my appearance is not stretched enough. I feel that life is full of regret and suffering. Maybe you are obsessed with external beauty and ugliness, anxious about looks. But remember this, it's still too late. Start now. Be aware of your emotions. Let go of the resentment in your heart. Cultivate compassion and tolerance. Treat everyone with heart. Live every day seriously. You don't have to be obsessed with seeing change right away. Just believe. Every increase in the nature of the mind, every time a good thought occurs, will leave gentle marks on the face, will accumulate blessings for themselves. Life is but a novel practice. Appearance is just an outward manifestation on the path of practice. So-called imagination, never been born. It was repaired. Cultivate a heart of compassion. Raise a meal to Tai Hang and an act of kindness. Keep an original intention. When your heart becomes warm and clear, your appearance will naturally bring its own light. Your life will naturally be full of blessings.